But first up tonight, look, there's an old saying, and it goes along the lines of this. The operation was successful, but the patient died. It's a maximum that could very well apply right now to the way most states in Australia, New South Wales seems to be the exception, are wielding their power in relation to COVID. It's a wry way of saying that if you stick rigidly to a plan, follow the rule book and do the surgery properly, you can say the operation was a success. But the reality is that things will happen during the surgery where the surgeon will need to show some flexibility, pivot if you like, to save the patient's life. And that's where the real skill emerges. Right now, we've got premiers and territory leaders who seem fixated on the health side of the pandemic, but they are allowing their economies to tank. There has to be a balance. Businesses need certainty if they are to plan, invest, create jobs and prosper going forward. Now, as the Victorian situation worsens and New South Wales now starts to deteriorate, it's certain that the cost of an economic shutdown will increasingly outweigh the benefits of illnesses and deaths. Now, that's the key message from a Menzies Research Centre paper released today. It says preventing an uncontrolled break will cost the economy $100 billion or 5% of GDP. Now, the true unemployment rate is currently at 13%. Every decision, says the report, must now be made as an incremental weighing up of the costs and benefits of removing or installing restrictions. In Queensland, this report will be firmly ignored. Many say Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk will win on October 31 because she's kept Queensland safe. There's a strong belief that she'll get back on that basis. Others say she will be punished for her lack of empathy to businesses and tourism operators, who many of which are going broke. That's why personal income tax cuts and company tax cuts must be accelerated by the Commonwealth. The bottom line is that in times of crisis like these, the best political leaders adopt pragmatism and they look at both sides of the ledger, both the health implications and the economic implications. It's the greatest challenge of our generation, whichever way you want to look at it.